There we go. Hello everyone. Welcome to some V-Rising castle tours. Today we're doing the first official tour of this location. We've got lots of locations around the map, as you can see, to share in the future, but most of them aren't fully ready yet. This one is fully ready, so let's go look at it. Let's go check it out. First we'll do an aerial view. One of my favorite features of this place is the teleporter room, because you can go into bat form from here. Fly all the way up here. And it's funny, we're actually still not even all the way above. Oh, that's some weird graphical stuff below. We have to like scoot over here before bat form takes us up. So, let's get a view from the outside first. This is the Gauntlet. So, we have like a core area around the heart and the teleporter, right? And then this main section is just the Gauntlet. You can reach, you get into the side exit. It just puts you in one of the side hallways. All of these floors down here, as you can see, they have bars on the windows, so you can always look in, is the idea, right? No matter where you are around the outside of this thing, you can always look in to the action, right? There's a little bit of wonky staircase stuff going on right here, due to the nature of, the architecture on the inside, but hey, whatever. That's the back staircase, so it's okay if it's a little wonky. We actually can't even fly backwards over here. We're at the edge of the map. Yeah, you can see I just have the hallways all the way around the side. And then, of course, you can come up to the top. Here's the entrance to the top. And we can see there's like this little area in the middle. Right? It's specifically designed so that as bat form, you can't land in the winner circle. You can't just... This is the winner's circle below us. There's nowhere to land over here. The only place to land is over here at the entrance. Right? So, we will go back down. To the bottom. As you can see, we went with a common theme throughout this whole area. We have different areas with different themes, right? So the core area has these statues and these planters and this carpet and red lighting. Go into wolf form. At the heart, right in here. In fact, let me check this thing. Yeah, that's plenty. Okay. Alright. And that's all that's on this ground floor. And then up here, immediately, we do have a teleporter. We'll take that in a few moments. But we can see, here's the bottom hallway, and all of the hallways look like this. They've just got carpet and torch on the wall, or whatever that is on the wall. And this goes all the way around. All of the first 4 floors, I think, go all the way around. There's a staircase back here that you can access. A little statue of Maria High. And then you can see it reaches back around to here. There's nothing really in any of these little hallways. It's just filled out. It's space. You can see this teleporter takes us up to the roof here, which will be back up here shortly. So yeah, you can see that the rest of these floors are pretty simple. This is like everything. You can see everything from here, and it's just hallway, right? Hallway. You can see the hallway above as well, right? And same thing just over here. Hallways, just hallways that go around. We go up. Another floor just like the last one, just like the last one. Go up again. Another floor just like the last one. So you can see we've got all 3 hallways there, or 4 if you count the ground floor as well. If you go up one more, here's an interesting layer. Since we're too high up to see any action anyway, really, and we're already above a bunch of other stuff, I figured to give this space, this area, some extra real estate, so to speak, just to work with, just decorating. So we've just got some cool stuff here, some garden theme stuff. You got, little bench and tables and chairs, some flowers and stuff. Got this cool Dracula type thing going on. I don't know, whatever you want to call this. This is access to the staircase in the center that goes up to the entrance, and we'll see that staircase more later. And it goes around to the back. Here is the back staircase. You can see this goes down to one of the hallways, right? To go all the way around. And this is the back door into the winner's circle. So you can't fly here, but you can run here if you really want to cheat and look at the winner's circle from behind. I need access. I need to be able to have access to this as the dungeon master, right? So that's why this is here. We can continue going around. Ignore the center part for now, because that's for later. We end up around the other side. And, just filling this place out one with a theme, alternating statues and the yellow lights. And, got a couple cool things to look at here and there. Got a fun little, let's play some chess. Yeah. And then back over here, finally, we have the gargoyle experiment containment unit. All the gargoyles are watching on the inside, and the vampires are defending from the outside. Whatever's going on there, who knows? And then at last, we reach the top. We reach the roof. There's just a little altar to Maria up here too. Hello, Maria. I don't even know who she is, but that's the name of her statue. She's a character from the other game, right? So I mentioned earlier that this is the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is a timed strength and agility based trial. We will see what it looks like without enemies today, but just for quick reference, if anyone's interested, this is what it takes to run this configuration of the Gauntlet. This is based on the monsters that I chose to spawn in the various spawners. All 20 tombs, all 20 vermin nests, and all 4 Stygian circles. So you can see some of the things are more expensive than others. You could change what things you're choosing to spawn and make it less or more expensive, right? Obviously the expense wasn't what I was thinking about when I designed which monsters to go where. I was thinking about starting off easy and then making it harder over time, right? So yeah, we just have this nice little ambiance up here leading up to the entrance. We have this nice little kind of nested area here inside of the roof. I like how cozy and secluded it feels up here, right? We can see just over there beyond is the winner's circle, that window over there. But how do we get to it, right? It's way over there. We can see it from the other side as well. It's over there, right? Here's that teleporter. It takes us to the 2nd floor, right? So you can get up here easily. It's pretty easy to get down there too. You just jump off of this, and this takes you straight down to the teleporter, right? So that's pretty fun to do. I've made that jump a bunch of times. This right here is the official entrance to the Gauntlet. We will go down here in a moment. If I have it loaded up, like if I start loading it up, then I actually block this off. I put a wall here. I put, let's see, is it this one? No. Is it this one? I put this one in. These big, thick ones. The rest of the dungeon uses these little ones, these thin ones, but it's like at the entrance I put in these big thick ones until someone's ready. And then once they're here and we're ready to go, I delete the wall, send them down, and I ask them to wait until I get down, so I run down. This is, of course, when I'm dungeon mastering for someone else. If I'm dungeon mastering for myself, then there's no one to fill my role, but that's okay, because I'll still do the timer and everything. So I run down here, and you can see, even on the inside, we have access to looking at inside. We can kind of get a view about what's going on. It isn't the best angles, no matter where you are on the inside staircase or the outside hallways. You can't quite see the best at all times. But we get a pretty decent view of the beginning area down here. So you can see we're all closed off here, right? This staircase leads to a dead end. Well, it leads to this teleporter, right? Which this teleporter takes me up here. This is above the exit. So there's you can see the yellow teleporter up and to the right, over that way. That's the exit that the champions are trying to get to. This teleporter at the bottom of the staircase lets me access the bottom side of the winner circle. That's the bottom, that's the basement of the winner circle. We'll get there in a minute. But it lets me move around quickly as the dungeon master. Once the champion enters right here, right, I wait right here, and the gate will be closed. And as soon as they open the gate, I ring the bell. And there's a clock right there. You can see the clock to symbolize, hey, the time has started. It should be noted, when they do land down here, it's a one-way trip, right? The only way out, unless you delete walls, though, the only way out is the exit. There is a coffin. It's kind of hard to see. There's a wooden coffin over there for them to bind to in case of a death, and a small chest with the water skin potions. So the +3 damage and +3 spell damage, the basic potions, and a couple of healing flasks, just a few. You can bring whatever you want. You can use the best potions if you want, but that's up to you. I only provide a little bit by default. So yeah, now we'll go back up and we'll run through the gauntlet to get to the winner's circle. It's the last bit of real estate. We didn't run through all of the hallways on the outside. That they all look the same, right? With varying views onto the inside and whatnot. So yeah, ta-da! So this is how we enter. This will normally be closed, so you can bind with this coffin. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, so this is all I give you by default. Bring your own stuff, or here you go. I gave you these, right? So they enter, and off they go. So here's the first encounter. We got some vermin nest and some tomb. It's difficult to have spawners next to each other. Most of the enemies want to kill each other, but I've found that a few of the basic enemies don't. A few of them don't. So yeah, we just keep moving forward. I have a couple trees, I got some flowers, right? And then here's the first gate. This is designed to limit interaction, right? So to stop these guys from interacting with these guys, right? And I made a spreadsheet to handle all this. So like in my spreadsheet, I called this first combat, and then I called this first corner, because it's like the first corner they're walking around. And then I called this section, I called this section pillars, because now there's pillars in the way in the combat, right? And then this one's called tight corner, because it's a tight corner, but there's a bunch of enemies, right? Then we have hallway. This is the hallway. And here's the first battle, which had to be broken up. You can see we had to put gates everywhere because the enemies all want to attack each other. Annoying. Anyway, we got things spawning right here. And you got things spawning right here. You got things spawning right here. If we go back, we got things spawning over here. And we got a Stygian circle right here. And things spawning in here. It should be noted that the champions are tasked with killing everything, with a small exception at the end. But you have to come to all of these different little rooms and make sure you kill everything for your time officially to count. I can be as dungeon master, I can be a little lenient, like, hey, you missed one dude, okay, whatever, maybe I'll give you 5 seconds on top of your time, right? But technically your goal is to find and kill everything first. So anyway, we move on from the first battle, and the enemies are getting harder. You have to imagine, like, we're spawning harder enemies and more density of them. Not in every spot, like here, it's just going to be one vermin nest still, but it's not the basic enemies, it's not the basic enemies anymore. Coming here, got a small little battle here. You can see there's the entrance right there, so we've wrapped around the ground floor. We have one more miniature little boss fight. All of these producers, it should be noted, can have their output filled up and one more output ready to go. So in the case of this one, I do a which one is it? I do a blood elemental, and that thing is spawned by default. And then once they kill that, a blood golem shows up. Or am I doing that? Oh no, I'm going. I do a blood harpy. Okay, that's right. I was going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we spawn a blood harpy, and then once that dies, we're ready to go. Out pops a blood corpse, right? And that's true for everything. It just depends on how many. So like the banshee, it spawns one of. All of these, it spawns one of. So you can have 3 things output and 1 thing ready. The only thing that's weird is the vermin nest, because you can spawn 3 of these, or 6 of these, or 6 of these, and there's an output of 6. So, in most cases, I'll spawn like 6 spiderlings, and then ready to go after that will spawn another 6, or another 6 mutated rats, or 3 mosquitoes, right? You can also spawn 2 sets of mosquitoes, and then a 3rd mosquitoes for 9 total, right? Because you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the output is full, and then 1 more production ready to go, right? So that's how the champion has lots of monsters to fight. We spawn everything in and have a bonus. So now things are getting intense. You reach the 2nd floor, all of a sudden you get 3 of these at once. You get attacked by a horde of mosquitoes. It spawns a bunch of rats, I think, afterwards. In my design, I think, yeah, rats afterwards. And then it gets harder. You get up here to the haunted forest. The 2nd floor was real tiny, huh? Now you come up here to the 3rd floor, and you get the haunted forest. We start fighting banshees. I think I do 2 ghouls and 2 banshees per tomb, or 2, not ghouls, skeleton priests. I think I do 2 and 2 here at this point. So we're ramping things up. We got Vermin Hall, where it's just a bunch of bugs, just a whole lot of them. That it's really eerie when you aggro the enemy, and there's a bunch of spiders over here, and I found out you can squeeze through here. They all scurry around the machines to come get you over here. It's just eerie seeing them all pour out of here, like coming at you. They're pretty weak, but there's a lot of them. You can't let your guard down. They will chip you down if you just stand still for more than a few moments. I call this the reprieve or reprieve, whatever, because it's just a small encounter. And then I call this the encounter foreboding, because you fight 2 nibbles. You fight a nibbles here and you fight a nibbles here. And then that's it. Now we're done with all of the regular area, and there's this last staircase, and you have to drop in. Boop. This is the boss fight. This first encounter is pretty tough. There will be 9 banshees here, with 3 more on the way, right? So you've got to. What we've discovered in the first test run, that you can get chain feared if you get feared in just the wrong way, with just the wrong configuration of enemies and timing and spacing. You can get feared to death. So this is a challenge, a hurdle, a combat puzzle. How do you avoid getting feared to death by the close quarters combat with a bunch of banshees, right? And then you can make it into here, and we got more nibbles to fight. There's 2 more nibbles to fight, and when you know it, more nibbles are going to spawn after that. This is where there's that caveat I mentioned earlier about having to kill all of the enemies. You have to kill all of the banshees, and you have to kill all of the enemies that are already here, right? But after that, it's up to you. If you just want to kill the bosses, which is going to be 2 blood golems followed by 2 blood witches, you can just kill them, and as soon as they're dead, as soon as the 2 witches are dead, you can get out of here, because these last 2 vermin nests will be spawning a couple more enemies. They're going to spawn more nibbles. They're going to spawn more mosquitoes, I think, at the end. Or no, they spawn mutant rats at the very end. And the idea of spawning some extra nibbles and extra mutant rats over time is that you can, not only is it just more of the hardest enemy that you can really spawn in a vermin nest is the nibbles. This is the hardest enemy you can really spawn in this thing. Not only is it just more of that, therefore it's the hardest encounter, but you can use them against the bosses. When you suck the V blood out of the boss, it does AoE damage, it does a lot of damage, and they drop lots of health orbs. So it's kind of like an interesting boss fight where you have options of health orbs. How fast are you going? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You have to kill the banshees. You have to kill the banshees, and you have to kill the first set of enemies. But after that, you can just focus the bosses if you want, or you can use the backup nibbles to help you. It's all costing you time the longer you wait. But then once you're done, here you go. You've made it. Through the gauntlet you go. Victory lane. You make it up here. And when you hit this teleporter, I am just over there. Oh, just over there, top left. That's where the blue teleporter is. And there's a bell over there, and I ring the bell too. When I hit the timer on my phone and I ring the bell. So you, the champion, get to hear the bell ring twice as you go through the gauntlet. And when you get here to the winner's circle, here's the clock that signifies your victory, right? You hear the bell when you get here, and look at this place. It's so fancy. Just, whites and golds. So yeah, here's the winner's circle. You can see here's that back door I mentioned earlier. And right here, if you drop down, this leads you back to the staircase in the center. And that floor below us. So that's how you get out of here. Yeah, here's the winner's circle, and here's the prize. It's hard to actually make something worthwhile to give away. I kind of consider this, hey, use these potions when you feel like it, and then stash these away. Like, make a special box in your house just for gauntlet runs. How many runs will you accrue over time, right? Just the idea of it, right? There is the basement of the winner's circle. If we come down here, you can see I'm working on. It takes a lot of flowers to do one of these runs, so I'm working on this place being more self-sufficient. As many of the flowers, I think I already have enough blood rose, morning lily, and sunflowers planted. I just need to plant more plague briars, right? I plant more plague briars, and this place will be good to go in terms of flowers being self-sufficient. Little storage back here for whatever. Don't really use it that often. Oh, I use this when I'm loading it up. Nibbles will despawn. If you take too long or you reload the server, sometimes nibbles will despawn. And banshees take 30 minutes to cook. So the boss fight has 4 banshees in those 3 tombs. So those tombs need 2 hours to cook once you load them up with the materials. So I put the stuff needed to spawn nibbles in this chest, wait the 2 hours, and then I break into the dungeon. Like, I have to dig through one wall to do the 2 nibbles that are in foreboding. It's the only way to get in there and out. I dig a wall out and I replace the wall, And then for the nibbles in the boss fight, I can just go backwards through the winner circle. I just take the teleporter up there, and it takes me right to those 2 spawners. No gates in between, right? So, and then yeah, we finally reach my blue teleporter, and here's the bell, bong, that I ring when I hit the yellow teleporter. And you know, cool view. We can't see the best view from up here, but you can watch the test run and the first full run to see the actual, you know, best I could see from the outside. And I will do my own first full run coming up next. I'm going to record a video on how to load the Gauntlet, and then I'll have one of me just running it, right? And hey, this place looks different at daytime. It's still pretty up here. We got these cherry blossom flowers, the white trees, whatever they are. I think they're white cherry blossoms, right? But yeah, there you go. That's the Gauntlet. So thanks everyone for checking it out. Thanks for supporting. I appreciate it. See y'all next time. Bye.